Hey everyone, Matt here, and welcome back to Market Digest, where we cover the most important news in the financial markets. Starting off this morning, the stock market has been up quite a bit, mostly due to vaccine hopes from Novavax, a pharmaceutical company announcing human trials, or that they're starting human trials for a potential vaccine candidate. This is pretty exciting news and has mainly been the reason why investors this morning have been pretty bullish on the market. Also, in addition to this, some European airlines have been adding more flights for the summer, and airline companies such as Lufthansa have been adding more destinations and resuming more flights, which has gotten people pretty optimistic about the U.S. airline industry and the cruise line industry as well. So that is also added into the boost of the market, which is kind of interesting because in contrast to that, this morning as well, LATAM Airlines, which is Latin America's largest airline company, filed for Chapter 11 bankruptcy. So it seems like this follows pretty closely to the coronavirus trend because in Latin America, they're being hit pretty hard right now with the virus compared to Europe, who's recovering steadily from it. Although the company did sound pretty optimistic, saying employee pay and reservations would not be canceled due to this Chapter 11 bankruptcy filing, and also issuing a statement saying the U.S. Chapter 11 financial reorganization process provides a clear and guided opportunity to work with our creditors and other stakeholders to reduce our debt, address commercial challenges that we, like others in our industry, are facing as a group. It is very different from the concept of bankruptcy in other countries and is not a liquidation proceeding. Now, they are right in the fact that the Chapter 11 financial reorganization process is not a liquidation proceeding, and they will not be liquidating any assets. It's just a restructuring of sort, and so it isn't really as bad as people are making it out to be, and it probably won't destroy the company. It's definitely not good for the company, though, to be filing bankruptcy, and not a good sign from the largest airline group in Latin America. So that was one of the biggest things that happened this morning. But in other news, a pretty interesting story has come out of a local news article from Florida. The NBA is actually in talks to resume their season at Disney Sports Complex. If you haven't heard, this has kind of been rumored around this weekend, but this morning it seems like that actually may come true, as a local news article in Florida actually stated that workers at Walt Disney World are actually preparing some hotel spaces for NBA players and employees. So that's pretty big news. And it actually goes on to say that a conference call will be held Friday where they're going to actually discuss resuming the season at Disney Sports Complex. We know that Disney is a majority shareholder in ESPN, so if they can get the NBA to resume their season with them, it could be huge for the sports network, so that is definitely a big deal. So our next story today comes from Uber, and this morning they actually announced that they're going to be laying off about 600 employees in India, ranging from driver positions to rider support as well as other positions, they stated. So this is a pretty big deal, as that's about a quarter of their staff in India, which is not a good implication for the business in the United States. The implication from this being that Uber may even lay off some more employees in the United States, as they already have laid off about 6,700 full-time employees earlier this month. This is even worse news coming from Uber, so I definitely would be careful. If you are a holder of Uber or you're planning on investing in Uber, now is probably not the best time, as they are facing some pretty big uncertainty, and these India layoffs are not a good sign from them. Pretty bad news from Uber. Also, I wanted to mention, although it doesn't really affect the market or any companies in the market, that the New York Stock Exchange is opening their trading floor today for the first time in 2 months. Thought that was pretty interesting. They're requiring everyone to take their temperature and wear masks, of course, when they go to work, but that's pretty cool that how they're opening up again today. So that's gonna be it for today. There wasn't too much news today after this long weekend. It is kind of crazy how the U.S. Threatened to sanction China this past weekend if it goes through with the Hong Kong law proposals. How the market just kind of ignored that and continues to go up and just ignores all this bad news that's happening. It will eventually catch up to it one day, but who knows when. It's been going on for months now, just horrible news after horrible news after horrible news. The market just keeps going up because of these vaccine rumors and, this not very important good news that's happening, or not very significant good news that's happening. The market doesn't care. If it's even a tiny bit of good news, the market will rally. But anyways, if you enjoyed this video, definitely leave a like on it and subscribe for news on the market every day that the market's open. See you guys in the next one. Have a good day.